Welcome to the new Foul News Garage. Yes, I moved, and yes, the garage is a complete mess, and it's probably going to stay that way for a little while because I have so many more projects I got to do before I can tackle this whole mess you see behind me and to all sides of me. But enough about the state of my garage. You can leave your comments below. Sure, let me know what I should clean first, whatever. Today's video is brought to you by Samyang. So Samyang sent me this light, which is a pretty cool work light I've been using for a little while now. And it's supposedly water resistant, which is pretty neat. I haven't tried testing that just yet, and I might eventually. I might drop it into something, I'm sure. But this is a pretty cool little work light, kind of slash camping light, but it also comes with a USB port in it where you can charge your phone up. Now, if you want to use this thing to charge your phone, charge your other devices, it does have a USB port, which is pretty cool, and it's got a 4,400 milliamp hour battery capacity in it, which is pretty good. They say the light can run for about 10 to 12 hours, I guess, depending on the modes. Speaking of modes, there's you see this big LED here, that's the Floodlight Mode. There's your fixed flashlight mode, and the coolest thing is they can both be on at the same time. So here they are both on. I'll probably wash out the camera doing this because it's pretty bright for what it is. And it's got a floodlight mode, and how to set the floodlight mode is you just kind of depress this power button about halfway, and check that out. Got a nice little floodlight. Press it again about halfway, you've got this nice little spotlight, which is a neat little focus light, kind of like a flashlight. And if you just hold it again for just about half a second, you got both lights back. And if you want it off, simple click off, you're good to go. So I've been using this work light in the garage for a little while now, specifically for the MR2 back here, which will be another video about getting into the exhaust leak that it's gotten, and eventually I'll be fabbing up a brand new manifold for it because I'm tired of that cast iron manifold getting loose and becoming leaky. We're gonna make something better, and this little guy has been helpful for that, and it will be helpful for installing these turbos, which you see here before you. So thank you again, Samyang, for sending me this. I do appreciate it. I'll do probably a couple month update after I've used it more. I definitely want to use it for camping, and it's definitely going to be helpful around the shop. And if you want one of your own, there's a link in the description below. Make sure to check it out, and checking it out or even buying something else, but using that link does help my channel grow so I can do more cool things like this. I've got an overhead light here, pretty decently bright LED lights there, and one not so bright light over there. So let's see the difference of everything off versus this on. It's spooky time. Well, I was gonna say it's not spooky anymore, but now you gotta see this, it kind of is. So this is with both lights on. Get a quick look at that, pretty nice. Just the floodlight, which is nice if there was a power outage, or again, camping, this would serve really, really well. And that is off, and both of them back together again. Pretty cool, I like it, it's pretty powerful. I would not recommend shining it anywhere near your eyes or your face at all. And lastly, it also has a 10 to 12 hour battery span for your lights usage. I'm not sure just how long it would last charging a phone plus using it as a light. Your mileage may vary. All right, now the real reason that you guys are here is for these turbos you see before you. So the last video I did on the BMW, you saw just how bad it was smoking, and I knew the turbos were gone, and I wasn't really sure exactly what I was gonna do. I really wanted to do a single turbo, but given the time constraints with moving to where I just moved, I'm now in Florida, which was a big difference from being back in Jersey, because now I can work comfortably in shorts and a t-shirt year round, which is awesome. So I decided I ended up going with these FrankenTurbos because the deal you get with them is really good. I think I got everything here for just over $2 grand. That includes these inlets, because I have on stock inlets, outlets, stock outlets still, even when I ran that 1249. And what was really cool, Doug Harper, the guy who owns FrankenTurbo, was nice enough to send me this cool Midnight Motorsports fogger, which is what he's working on developing, and I think it's either going to be released really, really soon, or it's released now as a supplementary fueling system. This will kind of eliminate the need to go for port injection for up to about, I think he said, 550 wheel horsepower on a mix of E85, so probably like an E30, E40-ish mix, which, as you know, I have flex fuel, so I'll be running that. And I don't plan on pushing my wheel horsepower very high with these, even though some people have had really, really awesome success, well over 600 to the wheel with these turbos. I think for my application here, I'm not going to go that high with these, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's go over with what you get with your money when you buy the kit that's showing up in the screenshot. So I ordered from Eurotuning.com, and with that I got the full install kit, which I would unbox everything here, but that's just too much stuff to go through. You get these cool drain lines, these braided stainless steel drain lines, some gaskets, some other stuff that you would need, everything that you would need rather to install your turbos. Might as well replace everything, no point in wasting or retrying and using some old stuff and then finding out you have an oil leak after it's all buttoned up. No. Install kit definitely recommended. With that whole package, you get these awesome inlets from, I believe, these are FrankenTurbo's own. I'm not 100% sure about that. And these outlets, which are VRSF, I have used VRSF stuff. I've got a VRSF charge pipe, and I don't know what else I have in my car with them, but full list of mods are in the description for those interested. It comes with this, which I will be wrapping in heat protective stuff, because I always see people having holes in their silicone here, because this tends to sit kind of like basically right on one of the manifolds, and it gets super hot, not rated for that heat. So essentially to wrap this. And now here we go. Let's take a look at these turbos. These are the FrankenTurbo F21TBi's. I couldn't remember if where the T was placed in that. And they look very nice. They're supposed to be, I guess, 18T, I think is what was said on the site. In terms of the size, I think the housing is relatively stock. The manifold, it looks like it's neck down here, but this looks a little bigger than the OEM manifolds. Well, when we get those out, we'll be comparing those side by side. And obviously the compressor wheel and the turbine here are significantly larger than OEM, although this is still a super small frame turbo. And it's hard to believe that you could actually make over 500 to even 600 plus horsepower with something this small. So that is pretty neat. So that's basically the overview of everything that I got. That's what's going on in the car, nothing else really. It'll be very interesting to see how this fogger system works. This, I think they have, if I'm not mistaken, 250cc injectors. If I'm wrong on that, there'll be a correction on screen. These basically pop into here. You've got two hob switches here, one for, I think, 16 psi and 11 psi to control each injector. So at 11 psi, one kicks on, and at 16, the other one kicks on, which is pretty neat because you don't need a secondary controller like an AIC6 controller to control your injectors here, because there's only two of them and they run off these simple hob switches. So I'm looking forward to installing that and getting some awesome data logs on that. I already have meth injection in the charge pipe. It's not substantial. It's really mostly for cooling, very minimal amount for supplementary fuel. But this will help with a bit more reduction in intake temperatures, as well as, of course, supplementary fuel. So we reduce our possibilities of knock and all the other fun stuff that you don't want going on. Other than that, there's not much more to explain. Oil feed lines, nice. These are pretty decent. This kit does come with the oil restrictors in case, here they are, oil restrictors, in case you have issues with positive crankcase ventilation. Basically, when you have too much pressure in your crankcase, your turbos will not drain well. Oil will get backed up into them and blow past the seals. Coming out of your exhaust, you'll have smoke. You're not going to have a good time. Fortunately, I've just replaced my valve cover, as well as PCV valve and little flapper, and I did not have any smoking from the PCV system, but definitely from the turbos when I took the downpipes off to see that they were both kind of coated in oil on the turbine side. But other than that, this is what's going on in the car. The install video will be coming out very soon, which I hope to start this weekend, if not probably during next week after work. I'll be working on getting the car in here, maybe cleaning up some more of this stuff, getting the quick jacks underneath it and removing those stock turbos, which suck, they're blown, and I'm not making much boost after a certain time anyway with them. So it's going to be really awesome to see. I'm looking very much forward to the results. I am not looking forward to the install at all, because I know it's going to be a pain, but I'm hoping you guys will be able to learn something from it, as well as I'm sure I will. And thank you again, Sam Young, for sending me this light. Again, link in the description. Cool stuff. Battery charge indicating level. Pretty neat. If you want something that's compact, light, can charge your phone and bring camping, like especially because I've done some motorcycle camping, and I plan to do a lot more now that I'm in Florida because I can do that during the winter. So overall, I'm excited to get to use this more, and I'll check back in with you guys on how it's doing after I test it quite a bit more and use it more often. And definitely stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, like this video if you don't, dislike it, I won't be able to see the counts anyway, who knows why they took that off. Lame in my opinion, even though I have some disliked videos. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you want to see what's coming next with these things. And remember, as always, to keep it foul.